Hello fellas. Welcome back to Top 5 Choices. Today's video I am gonna do a detailed review and pick the top 5 best robot vacuums, 2021. After doing proper researches, we came to the conclusion that meets the best in terms of overall. Kindly leave a like if you find this helpful, and I'd appreciate if you subscribe to my channel and turn on post notifications if you haven't. We will be also providing affiliates link to purchase from Amazon. Kindly use to for best offers and purchase from anywhere in the world. We'll be back with more videos. The Eufy RoboVac 11S is anything but chunky. It's a mere 2.85 inches / 7.25 centimeters off the floor, meaning that it can scoot under low furniture, and is also light enough to carry from room to room if required, at 5.73 pounds / 2.6 kilograms. The charging station is similarly compact at 6.5 inches / 16.5 centimeters wide, with a recess at the back for storing excess cable. Like many robot vacuums, you'll need some clearance against a wall at either side of the charging station, but the station itself is so small that this should be easy. Its design is pared back, there's a single button on top to wake it up, an on-off switch sits underneath the unit for a more permanent turn-off, tempered black glass surface, and infrared sensors at the front to help it steer clear of obstacles. Underneath, you'll find a pair of counter-rotating side brushes twinned with a 14.5 cm rolling brush. The 0.15 gallon / 0.6 liter dust box simply slides out from the back of the robot vacuum, but there's no warning light when it's full. We found the best way to know when it needs emptying is if it isn't picking up as well as usual from the box. It's easy to get it up and running, clip on the side brushes, charge it up, and you're ready to go. The iRobot Roomba 675 is a budget-friendly robot vacuum with very basic automation features. It does a decent job on bare floors, where it picks up most debris but struggles to clear pet hair. It can maneuver on carpets but has a disappointing performance on that surface type. Fortunately, the battery performance is fantastic, as it provides up to roughly 2 hours of continuous use and recharges in about the same amount of time. It has a great build quality but incurs quite a few recurring costs and isn't the easiest to maintain. The iRobot Roomba 675 is okay to use on bare floors. It cleans most debris on bare floors well but struggles a bit with hair. It doesn't have a precise cleaning pattern, but it still cleans an entire room. Unfortunately, it has several parts that need to be serviced regularly, so it's not the easiest to maintain. It also incurs fairly high recurring costs. The iRobot Roomba 675 has a great build quality. It's made out of hard plastic with a glossy finish on top and matte finish on the bumper. The dirt compartment, which has a built-in exhaust, has a foggy plastic cover on top that you can see through and feels like it could break if dropped. Like most robot vacuums, there's no assembly required for the vacuum itself, and you only need to assemble the charging dock. There are 3 buttons on the top to initiate different commands, like cleaning, spot clean, or return to the dock, and there are battery indicator lights above the buttons. This vacuum also has a carrying handle, and there are built-in speakers to notify you of the vacuum status, like when it starts or finishes a cleaning session. The iRobot Roomba 675 has a few extra features. It detects areas that are particularly dirty and increases its suction power as it cleans them. It also automatically detects what surface type it's on and adjusts its height accordingly, which helps it move from cleaning bare floors to high-pile carpets and vice versa. These features are automatic, and you can't change them manually. The iRobot Roomba 675 has incredible battery life. It doesn't have any manual power adjustment settings, as it automatically changes its suction power based on the cleaning conditions. It lasts 2 hours, which is less than alternatives like the Beep Sweep-Bob Pro. However, the Roomba charges in about 2 hours, which is great for a robot vacuum. There's a battery indicator light on top, and it turns red when the battery is low, but it doesn't specify the battery percentage. The mobile app also notifies you when the battery is low. Neato has stuck with a design that looks like a capital D, a move away from the typical circular design of Roomba and Dyson robot cleaners. This design allows for the mounting of a 10.9 cm rotating brush at the front of the D7, allowing it to function much like a traditional vacuum cleaner head. The front unit has a solid plastic bumper, which allows the D7 to lightly bump into any obstacles it may not have detected, enabling it to create a more complete picture of the space. Covering the main section of the body is a very aesthetically pleasing brushed metal plate. This is a vast improvement on the previous models from Neato, which had an easily marked and dust-hungry plastic plate. The large paneled section lifts off easily to reveal the bin, which is made of see-through plastic so you can easily ascertain whether it needs emptying. As on most robotic vacuum cleaners, the bin is smaller than those on a traditional vacuum cleaner, but it's a decent size in comparison to those on other RoboVacs. We do wish that the bin was bigger than the one on the BotVac Connected, however, and that it had a bin full sensor, as it does end up overfilling and blocking the brush mechanism even when doing a single cycle in an already relatively clean, and not vast, apartment. While the iRobot Roomba S9 Plus doesn't look dissimilar to previous Roomba models, its rose gold lid hiding the bin being one of the more noticeable differences, it's host to many improvements. These include wider dual rubber brushes, compared to the Roomba 600 series, and a brush with 5 angled arms to really get into corners and along walls. On top there are just 3 buttons, one to start and stop it cleaning, one for spot cleaning and one to send it home, all of which are useful if you don't have your device to hand. Compared to some, it's a fairly weighty machine to carry from room to room at 8.15 pounds/3.7 kilograms, but not too large. Its height of 3.5 inches/9 centimeters isn't too tall to tuck under most beds, although it may be too tall to fit underneath some sofas. The Roomba S9 Plus is an average 12.25 inches/31 centimeters wide, but it's the charging station you may struggle to find room for. At 19 inches/48 centimeters tall and 12.2 inches/31 centimeters wide, it takes up a decent amount of space against a wall, especially when allowing for the suggested clearance of 1.5 feet/50 centimeters either side. On top, the iRobot Roomba S9 Plus sucked up all the fine dust, biscuit crumbs, and oats we sprinkled on hard floors, but it did leave some fine dust behind on our medium pile carpet, both on the quiet clean setting and the more powerful detailed clean. That said, even our usual vacuum cleaner struggled to pick up the fine flour afterwards, suggesting that it was fairly embedded in the pile after being rolled over a few times. Overall, we were impressed by the cleaning efficiency of the iRobot Roomba S9 Plus. While it can still get caught on rugs, it reached the edges of rooms to whisk away dust and navigated furniture well. The Power Boost feature automatically increased the suction when it detected carpets. 2. It is fairly noisy compared to other robot vacuums, registering 61 dB on carpet and 64 dB on a hard floor on our decibel meter when using the detailed clean mode, which is equivalent to the sound of conversation in an office. While this level is acceptable, the automatic emptying averaged 77.5 dB, the same level of noise experienced when 25 feet away from a vehicle traveling at 65 miles per hour, so it might be best to keep the charging station out of a social area. Cleanup after vacuuming was effortless as the iRobot Roomba S9 Plus empties into the charging station, although the dust bag needs replacing after it's been emptied into around 30 times, making for a monthly or bi-monthly empty. The S5 Max is a combined robot cleaner and mop from Roborock, a brand that's roughly 1/4 owned by Xiaomi. The brand's first robot vacuums worked in conjunction with Xiaomi's Mi Home app, but now there's a dedicated Roborock app that's well designed and easy to use. The S5 Max has a characteristic robot vacuum cleaner design. It comes in black or white and it's disc-shaped, with a raised light or tower in its center. It has a single spinner on one side that pulls in hair and fluff and ensures that the robot can clean right to the edge of the room. Unfortunately, the spinner also attracts hairs which will wrap around it and need to be cut off every now and again. It's not a pleasant job, tower included. The S5 Max is under 10 centimeters tall, which is pretty standard for a robot vac. Still, if you're planning on buying a robot vac, we'd suggest you measure the clearance height under the big pieces of furniture in your home. You'll be frustrated if it can't clean under the sofa, and even more so if it can just about but keeps getting stuck. Setup is straightforward. Follow the on-screen prompts, and once the S5 Max is online, there are plenty of ways to customize how it cleans. You can also connect to your Alexa to use voice commands and schedule cleaning. There's even a tutorial on how to connect in the app. The S5 Max can vacuum and mop at the same time, but in practice this is more like a proper vac with a quick wipe down afterwards. The S5 Max has 4 suction settings: quiet, balanced, turbo and maximum. Its stated noise level is 58 dB. On the quiet setting, it's not too irritating to be in the same room, but if you're watching TV, it'll still make it hard to hear the dialogue.